believe I'm recording.
All right,
I can
here we go.
hear you. Joseph Keys with Bandcamp. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and talking about, how how underground bands, the mysterious band day, which I'm managing, can gain traction this year. But my first question is a personal question, which is, when did you fall in love with music? What was the moment where you were like, I love this. This is what I want to devote my life toward.
It started super early on. My parents had a bunch of records from the 60s and 70s in our house, which led to me getting into music of my own, which at the time was bands like Kiss and Styx and other bands I'd rather not mention. And I used to, my dad used to take me to the local record store to buy records by those guys. And probably the definitive moment came when I was like 16. I discovered an album by a new wave band called Daniel Amos. The album's called Darn Floor Big Bite, and that album blew my brain open about what music could sound like, and that was like the turning point. My record collection was never the same after that.
And give me a little background on from 16 to where you are now, how you followed music and how you got involved with Bandcamp.
Yeah, so I started doing zines when I was in college.
Nice.
Definitely always liked stuff that was a little more on the alt indie end of the spectrum. When I got out of college, I got an internship at the Philadelphia Weekly, and that was kind of the first step along the way, and started writing for them. And then as I built up clips, I just started sending them out to any magazine I could think of. So from there, I went to Magnet, and then Philadelphia Inquirer, and eventually Rolling Stone and the Village Voice and Entertainment Weekly. I became the deputy editor of a digital music service called eMusic a long time ago. Well, like 10 or 12 years ago. Worked my way up to editor-in-chief over there, and then did a few other things in between, and then saw that Bandcamp was hiring, and loved Bandcamp so much, and it fit my aesthetic that I applied, and here I am.
It's Holy Crap Records podcast theory that underground music is the greatest art form, and it's just an incredibly rich, wonderful world of people making fantastic art. What kind of growth is the number of people, bands who are being part of Bandcamp, mirroring this theory that we have that underground music is a fantastic exploding art form of the day?
Yeah, I mean, so the way I see it is this, right? If you look back at music history, everything interesting that happened in the mainstream started on the fringes.
Yep.
And slowly worked its way toward the middle. And I think that's happening again. It's definitely happened in independent music. You can see things in indie rock of the early aughts that have like led into the center. And now, I'm seeing it happening with artists who I love in the mainstream, like Rosalia. Well, labels like ZZK and Wonder Wheel were doing digital bass and digital cumbia, 10 years ago.
Yep.
And now it's catching on in the mainstream as well. So I do think you're seeing ways that what would have been thought of as niche culture or fringe culture is starting to have an effect on what's happening in the mainstream. Even something like vaporwave, which is about as fringe as you can get. You listen to some certain trap songs or other pop artists in the mainstream, and you can definitely hear those like wavy vaporwave sounding synths and that like drugged out bass beat in there. So I do think that stuff from the edges is continuing to work its way more toward the center, and especially the internet, the great equalizer, is just happening faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, I certainly agree. I see things that we noticed 6 months or a year ago is becoming more prevalent, even in various scenes. And I think for us, Australian garage rock is something which is becoming more and more influential every day, and young bands in whatever scene are listening to that and hooking into that. We have a minute. I'm managing Band A. It is on Bandcamp. What can I do to do it better?
Well, if you want to get the attention of the editorial team, the best thing to do is send a succinct email that describes your sound directly. There's always the temptation to be like, we make space garage. Don't do that. Let us figure that out. Give it right down the middle, and then also tell me something about what makes your band interesting. What's your story? We want to know what the backstory is. We want to know what compels you to make music and what your songs are about. And if you can sum that up really quickly, that's a good way to do it. I have a great looking artist page have great album notes, sell merch if you have it on the site, and mobilize people to buy your record from Bandcamp, because then you're building an audience that you can send messages to and send updates to and send tour announcements to, and we make it really easy for you to connect with your fans so that you can keep them in a loop on what you have going on. And we'll send them an email every time you put a new record out. You don't even have to do publicity.
Good. Last thing, because we're at our four questions in 5 minutes. Which bands should we be listening to?
So I'm super into this woman named Leilani, who is in Los Angeles. She put out a record on Dome of Doom that I think is really, really good. That's one. There's an artist called Queen of Jeans who has a record coming out in a couple months on Top Shelf, which is really good. And then I'll give you two more. Avery R. Young, who we just profiled on Bandcamp in our Certified series. I think his album is phenomenal, soul, R&B, funk record. And Damon Locks put out a record earlier this year that is just impossible to describe, but it's got jazz, gospel, rock, noise, experimental music. Those four are the four albums